Most people know that you can turn on thinking mode in ChatGPT, but what most people don't know is that ChatGPT recently and quietly released 4 different ways that you can control how deep a model thinks. You now have light thinking, standard thinking, extended thinking, and heavy thinking. Now, depending on the plan you're on, you might not have access to all of them. So I personally bit the bullet and upgraded to ChatGPT Pro to show you all of them. So in this video, I'm going to run through the 3 sets of prompts that I tested in each and every single level and show you all the results so you can make an informed decision whether or not it's worth upgrading. And if you watch till the end, I'll give you the perfect playbook for you to understand exactly what tier of thinking is best for what specific task. Let's dive in. All right, so if you go into ChatGPT, if you're on the Plus or the Pro plan, you won't see any of this on the free plan. If you go into your top panel and then click on Thinking specifically, and similar to the icons you see in front of you, usually each one will take as much time as you see here. So light is almost instant. There's no reasoning whatsoever. Standard will take a little bit of time. Extended might take anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. And heavy can take anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes. And while you can't use this feature in something like a custom GPT, you can use it in a ChatGPT project. As long as you go, again, on thinking, you'll be able to use your files, your custom instructions, in combination with the different tiers of thinking. Now on to the 3 trials, where we'll start with the very first one. And again, I'll walk you through each result from every type of thinking. So this is the prompt for the first trial. And it says, I'm consulting for a SaaS company that wants to automate their customer onboarding. Their current process is, number 1, new sign-up triggers email sequence. Number 2, manual sales call scheduling, then demo delivery by human, contract negotiation, and implementation handoff. And then we give some context here as to the fact that they're losing 40% of prospects between steps 2 and 3. And the core ask is analyze this workflow, identify the bottleneck causes, and propose 3 specific automation solutions with estimated ROI and implementation complexity. Now, in terms of the duration of the response, it was instant. And then in terms of the length, it was medium-sized with a combination of typically what you would used to see from something like O3 Mini. And one thing you'll notice in the light mode on the Pro plan is it always starts with saying love this for some reason. I think it's trying to be really understanding and make you feel heard. In a way, they might be trying to overcompensate for the fact that people said GPT-5's personality was lifeless. So it walks through all the different breakdowns. It creates a table walking through the automated solutions and the impacts on each, as well as the budget. It gives an overall holistic view of why this works, a very quick implementation plan, what to measure, and assumptions. So as a response, it's a decent response to this prompt. So you don't necessarily need to use light mode, because if you go back to ChatGPT, you literally have technically a proxy for light mode in Instant and Thinking Mini. So in a way, I find light thinking a bit superfluous. Now the next version, identical prompt. In this case, it addresses me by name. So it says, got it, Mark. Here's a tight diagnosis, and now you'll notice that compared to the light mode, if I put it side by side, it's a bit deeper. One is likely root causes, and one is a lot more sure of itself. It's a little bit more confident on its response. And in terms of the rest of the response, it goes a lot deeper naturally on the solutions. You'll see it even comes up with, without me asking it, what an end-to-end mini blueprint might look like. Now, it might be biased. No, it is definitely biased by my memory, because it probably knows I use things like end-to-end and make, so it's catering to that memory. And then you can see here it adds things like a complexity rating. It walks through, again, another blueprint, how it could look like step by step, an ROI breakdown, a deeper implementation plan. So it's definitely more detailed, and it takes the natural next step compared to answer number 1. Now when it comes to the extended thinking, it comes to a very similar result where it addresses me, it comes up with the quick diagnosis, the solution. One interesting thing is that it now drops the workflow the way it kind of formatted it before for end-to-end, and now it's walking through using end-to-end or make exactly how to go through this process. It's slightly less detailed, even though it thought for longer. So you can see right here, it thought for 2 minutes and 39 seconds, while on this version of thinking, standard thinking, it was 56 seconds. So far, moving the needle in terms of time on task didn't actually necessarily increase the output quality. For heavy thinking, this one took around 4 minutes and 16 seconds. It does come up with a deeper diagnosis, some quick back of napkin math. It walks through the playbook for each of the automations. We're back to this little formatting here where it walks through what the workflow could look like, the combined outcomes. It's a little bit deeper on ROI. So you'll notice here, it even comes up with a formula for you, which again, for the extra 2 minutes, was it worth doing this? or just chain prompting, something that a lot of you Plus users have access to on standard or extended. Now for trial 2, the prompt was, I'm building an AI agent that needs to process 1,000 daily webhook events from Stripe, trigger personalized email sequences via SendGrid, update customer data in Supabase, and generate usage reports. And then here we're asking a question, should I use N8N, Make.com, or Zapier as the backbone? Consider cost at scale, error handling, maintenance overhead, integration capabilities, and future proofing. Now, technically, any one of these automation tools can help you get to the end result. So I want to see whether or not its thinking is actually helpful or if it's just smoke and mirrors. So in this case, it biases right away to N8N. Again, it's probably being biased by my recent memory. And it goes through, comes up with an output, walks through why N8N wins for your use case, walks through each of the different parameters it's assessing, a quick comparison across the 3 providers, so N8N, Make.com, and Zapier, and it's walking through pricing, error handling, velocity of actually building it, self-hosting capability, the architecture, which looks pretty good overall, as well as implementation. So it's a pretty thorough response for just minimal thinking. So extended thinking was very similar to the standard mode, but I wanted to jump ahead to heavy. So in this case, heavy took 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So same answer, same kind of format. It walks through the comparison, this time not using a table. So now with more thinking, we lost some of the formatting that makes this a lot more readable. We have the recommendation, we have the quick cost picture, and this is the response after 8 minutes. So the response in extended and standard thinking, even light thinking, I would argue, was better than heavy thinking. And this is when you realize you're dealing with language models. You're not dealing with magic. So all of this is a probabilistic output. There's no certainty that just because it reflects, quote unquote, for 9 minutes, it's not the same thing as you and I reflecting on a problem for 9 minutes. And for the last trial, I said, I want to launch a productized consulting service for small businesses wanting AI automation. Target companies with 10 to 50 employees, 1 to 10 million revenue, struggling with repetitive tasks. Create a complete go-to-market strategy, including positioning, pricing tiers, service packages, lead generation, sales process, and the first 90-day launch plan. Make it actionable and specific to my AI consulting background. So in this case, we're back to saying love this, again, very formulaically and robotically. And then we have the positioning of the different productized AI automations for SMBs, the core promise we're going to make, which is turn your 10 most repetitive workflows into always-on AI automations in 30 days. Pretty good tagline. We have the walkthrough, what pricing would look like, as well as the service menu, what they're going to buy, speed to lead bundle, finance ops bundle. This all sounds very logical and in line with what I would say. Sales process, it breaks down each one, the messaging and the offers, as well as the first 90-day plan. In standard thinking, we go back to addressing yours truly. Very similar on the one-liner, comes up with those offers and pricing, service packages, lead generation channels with weekly actions. That's a little bit of the nuance here. Short outbound script, so now it's going naturally to the next step. So here's the information, but here's also what to do with the information actionably. So your team is doing this by hand. Hi, quick 36-second loom showing here why company is losing 5 to 10 hours per week. So that's cool that it's adding the next natural step and not just telling us what to do. It's telling us to create a metrics dashboard, collateral that we can create as lead magnets. So this is actually a good step change from the light mode. Extended thinking is very similar. There's actually very little difference, I would say, between both responses in terms of the core content. Now, the way it's presented has a bit more formatting love. Maybe for the first touch email and DM, it walks through here. Notice your team's juggling a lot of manual follow-ups and scheduling. I run short AI automation sprints, so it walks through some sample emails as well. In terms of the core differences though, it's almost the same. And for heavy mode, this one only took 3 minutes and 32 seconds. And if we zoom out a bit right here, so in this case, it walks through ICP filters. So 10 to 50 employees, 1 to 10 million in revenue. It walks through what an avatar that we're trying to sell to might look like. If we go to offers and pricing, so AI automation, audit, we have a pilot, we have the different guarantees and terms right here. We have the different service packages, lead generation channels. Obviously, this is skewed by my data, YouTube and Shorts. And then we have the sales process. So now it does do a little bit more on heavy mode this time, where it walks through the sales process architecture a lot more deeply. Then we have a little bit more detail on the days 1 to 14 compared to the last 3. But end of the day, again, every time I look at this, all I see is on your standard $20 a month plan, you could just chain prompt and say, cool, go deeper or go deeper again. multiple times and get to the same result. So the only advantage is that you can just click on this nice little shiny blue button, heavy thinking, and get the same outcome. So like I said, I promised you a playbook. So after we look at the post-mortem of each run, on light mode in general, it's instant, it's enthusiastic, it says love this every 5 seconds. It comes up with a decent result, but it's not a result that you can't replicate yourself just using something like Thinking Mini or using even Instant. It's also clear that just because you spend 4 minutes doesn't mean you get a longer and deeper response. In this case, for query number 1, we got a more compressed and briefer response than we did for extended or standard. When it comes to infrastructure and architecture, this is the only place where I saw Heavy excel a bit, where it actually took the time to think. It came up with 25 different citations, it researched on its own, came back with a deep implementation plan and cost models, but it really depends on what tier of analysis you need and whether or not you could just accomplish that analysis doing ChatGPT deep research, maybe once on the plus plan, and then chain prompting a few times to get to the same outcome. And for the last one, it came down to standard as well as extended, coming down to around of a 1 minute delta between the time it took to reason. And then in terms of the difference, Heavy didn't do as much in terms of extra details that were tangibly different to warrant upgrading to this kind of account. So as a TLDR, when it comes to brainstorming, light mode does fine, but you can also sub light mode for existing modes you have in ChatGPT+. And the only time where I saw Heavy, like I said, be useful is on technical architecture, as well as for implementation, extended and business strategy extended, both won, and Heavy doesn't yield enough value. So you can get away scot-free without having to worry about this specific feature being the reason why you break the bank. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully this gives you a great walkthrough through this subtly released feature and whether or not it actually moves the needle for you. And if you want access to all of the tables and the collateral I created to do the analysis, I'll make them available to you in the second link in the description below. If you're interested in this kind of analysis done across the entire AI space, whether it's prompt engineering, automation, or anything in between, check out the first link and maybe I'll see you in the early AI adapters community. I'll see you in the next one.